It's the morning show, everybody, so wake up. Before we get out there, I'd like to tell you it was like 55 degrees in Jackson. Well, that's going to be a 45-degree jump. I don't think it's going to go 45, but anyway.
It's going to be warm.
But the clouds are burnt off, and so we'll see what's happening. At least they are right here in Jackson and probably Iowa and everywhere else. Jane, I can remember doing news reports on this hydroelectric project, and so that's it goes along with the... You tell me, it's not really with the GSL, but you moved a pipeline, you moved the pipe, and so now there's a gravity feed generator at the bottom that's supplying hydroelectric power to help us pay the costs. But what does that generator do exactly?
Well, we're going to be starting construction on it, and it's at the Tanner water treatment plant site.
Right.
And the idea is to take water that's moving down that pipeline and to turn a hydroelectric generator. We'll be able to produce enough power to power up the office, the water treatment plant, and our maintenance yard. That costs us about $92,000 a year in power costs. Now we'll be able to power that up with just the water power running through that pipe. And that's going to be a big savings for us. Now, we will have a loan, and the county provided us a low-interest loan over 20 years, so it'll pay that loan. But in the beginning, the first year, it's almost a break-even, but by the time we get out...
Whoa, you said the first year is almost a break-even?
Yeah. So it's...
So how much was the loan to build the...
The loan is about $1.45 million. It's about a $1.5 million project. So it's not inexpensive, and so we'll have a pretty good sizable loan payment each year. But the offset of not having to pay PG&E equals that loan payment to begin with. And then as PG&E power continues to go up and up each year, there'll be more and more offset, a kind of a savings and an avoided cost that we won't have to seek funding from our customers. So it's a savings that way, and it's huge over time.
How did this idea come? How did it come to fruition? But before that, who came up with the idea to do this?
Since day one, the Water Agency has always looked at trying to produce some power off of these pipelines, but it never quite penciled exactly. I mean, there's a lot of upfront cost to make it happen, and in fact, it wouldn't happen, this project wouldn't go forward with that if it wasn't for a low-interest loan from the county. So because of that, we're able to make it happen. But this has always been an idea. I mean, water flows by gravity. It's kind of free, and if you have excess power and pressure at the bottom, you can use that to make electrical power.
Right. So that's a real good idea. And did they have to vote on this? I forget. Give us a little bit about the history of how this project passed.
Well, it started as a concept, and there's at least a couple of different sites that we've been looking at, and we've engaged the services of Inline, who actually is a company that specializes in hydroelectric power, especially for small applications like this in pipelines. And they've done some studies for us over the last couple of years, really trying to see if this was feasible and if it would save us money.
How big is that? How big is the pipe that the water runs through to the generator? I guess that's how it works. Is the water pressure moving the turbine?
Correct. So the main pipe is about 30 inches, right where the generators will be.
Big pipe.
Is more along the lines of about 20 inches in diameter, 24 inches in diameter, and there's two small generators that it'll be running. It produces enough power that equal to, let's say, about 35 homes. Okay. So that gives you kind of an order of magnitude.
Does what you're not using go on the grid?
It can, but we've tried to size this to be balanced with what we use.
Okay, and I remember there was a lot of problems because it seemed like the generators, you had you'd have to move generators and things in there. I guess diesel generators, they would go out. I believe also they were old, so it was getting hard to find parts. Things like that. Am I correct on my memory? Is my memory coming back?
Well, I think.
How about yours out there, ladies and gentlemen?
I think we might be talking about the gravity supply line versus the transmission pipeline, because there certainly was some issues with that, and that's another pipeline where we're using water to flow by gravity and avoid electrical costs for pumping. But in this particular case, it's at the Tanner site. It's a pipeline that goes from Lake Taboo to the Tanner water treatment plant.
Now we have a couple minutes left, and why don't we talk about the water reduction, the mandatory water reduction here in Amador County. How's that working out? I understand we're doing well with it.
During the month of May, we conserved water about 45% over 2013. Now, there was some weather patterns that would have kind of had some effect on that. In June, we conserved water at 23%. In 24%, and that's right at our target. So we're very pleased with that. Our customers are doing a great job conserving water, and so we're going to continue. Hopefully, that mode through the balance of the summer. That's the request from the governor, and we're trying to abide by that.
Are there any monies available for projects that you might have in line that could be? Is there any money to help with the water problems? Our need for more water here in the county that could take advantage of it?
Sure, there certainly is, and we're trying to do our part to get as much grant money as we can for the community. We have a project that we awarded grant funds, a little over $600,000 to recycle our filter wash water at our Ione water treatment plant, and also to pipe a portion of the Amador Canal that still has water flowing in it. So together we've got about $5.7 million in grant funds allocated to us that we're working towards to put to use right now.
Okay, and this is what you're constructing right now, is that hydroelectric project right now.
Right.
When do you think that'll be completed, Gene?
Well, Campbell Construction, a local contractor, was awarded the bid, the low bidder on that, and we've had a pre-construction meeting with them here just recently, and so in just the next few days we expect things to start moving towards construction.
Okay, well that seems like good news for the county, because if your costs don't go up, or you can maintain those, it probably helps for you not having to raise costs of water as well, right?
Precisely, and we look out 5 years from now, this could be saving about $50,000 a year for our customers, and over the life of this project, about 30 years or so, we expect this could save about $4 million for our customers.
Okay, Gene, thanks for coming in.
You bet.
And hope you enjoyed that update, and stay with us right here on TSPN. We're going to be right back after this break.